Good evening, Professor. So today I have just made the assignment number 3. In this assignment, I have to make application and one MVC application just like the Stack Overflow. So I will first like to run the application, going through all the functionality, and later I'll explain each and every line of the code. So I have already made the application over here, so I'll just run over here and wait for the browser to open and run the application. So, all right. So initially I have not registered with any user. I have not, I would like to go through the registration part and then log in and then all the functionalities. So for that, I'll just click on the register button. Then I'll write all whatever name I want to write. I'll just write like Umang over here. And I have performed the validation over here. So, and also added the Bootstrap over here. So if the name is good, according to the regular expression that I have given, it will automatically turn into the green line, that text box, and if it is not good, it will turn into the red box and display me a validation message according to that. And then I'll just write an email as anything like umang@red.com, and then I have his phone number like 789-856-9856. That looks good. And then I'll just create a password for him, and I'll just enter a password 1234, and I will just click on the register button. And if everything goes well according to the regular expression, it will log me into the application over here. So as you can see over here that Umang has been logged in. And then over here I have all the questions right now which was posted in our MVC application. So I have two questions right now: how to add React in the project, and one is also display icons. So first of all, I would like to go for the any of the question right now. I will just enter on the. I'll just click on the how to add React in the project question. So right now you can see that my views are 6 views. So whenever I'll click on this question, it will automatically turn into the 7. So I'll click on this, and over here I have all the details for this question. Like over here I have question. Over here this is my category. This is by the name who has created this forum, and this is the time when he has created this question. And this one is like how many views are available in the are already in this question. And here also I have a vote functionality that you have asked into the assignment. And this is the answer. This is the answer that somebody has provided. So over here Sahil has provided the answer for this question. So I am returning those details over here. So he has just write the answer for the question is like you can use npm to add React into the project. So I have all the details for the answer over here. And if I find this answer as a useful, so then I'll just click on this upvote, and it will turn from -1 to 0. And I can add my answer to for this question. So I just like enter for the enter like you can add yarn to add React in your project. That's the simple answer for the question. Then I'll just click the add answer button over there, and then my answer has already been over here. So if I have created that answer, I don't have that functionality for the upvote and downvote for that. And I can also do not edit the other's answer too. So I can just edit my answer. So I'll just click on the edit, and I'll just write that use yarn instead of npm. And then I'll just hit the update button, and it will update the answer over here. And it has been created by me, so it is writing like by you over here, and the date and time that I have added the answer. And then I'll go into the category. So I have 3 categories right now available available for this MVC application. In this application, you have not asked for the code first approach. So over here in this application, I have implemented this application with database first approach. So I have added all the data into the database for the like static data like like the categories and all just categories for that. And then I'll go into the question. I can add another question by clicking on the add question button over here. I can have any question over here like I am no, how to add style in HTML, and then I can select any of the categories that is available right now. So I'll just go click on the CSS and then hit the add question. So my question has been added, and after clicking on that add question method button, I am just gonna be redirect to the home questions, home controller and question views. So my question has been already posted, and it doesn't have any views right now, and it doesn't have any votes right now. So that's I think that's home. Over here you can find all the question. I have set the limit for 10 question. You can see it into the home control, into the home controller of index view over here. And that's contact is just the normal content. Content about is also a normal content. And then I have a drop down method over here. I can change the profile. I cannot edit the email ID. I can just only change the phone number and name. So I'll just change from Umang to like Umang Patel, and then I'll just click on the update profile, and it will automatically update the name over here. And I can also search the question from here. So I can like I will just enter the style, and then I'll click on the search button. Whatever question contains the style substring that will written on this page, and I can just click on that. The view just has been turned into one, and if no answer is available right now, I can have this message over here like that, no answers yet. Then I can just go into the change profile I have already shown to you, and then I can have like I haven't implemented the change password, so I'll just remove that method from here, and then I'll just click on the logout button over here, and it will kick the Umang Patel out of the system right now. So that's it. Now I have another user ID, so I can enter with that for that user ID. And then I'll just hit the enter, and the question for the Umang just as posted, it has been appeared onto the home page over here. So I'll just click on that. It has no answer, but right now the one view has been created by the Umang, and the second view is created by me. So just right now from the Sahil. So I'll just add answer for that, add a link tag for that. I'll just click on the add answer, and as I have provided that answer, so I cannot have any upvote or downvote button over here. And then I will go into the another question from here, and then I will like go into the add, and then someone just Umang Patel just has entered this answer, so I can see his name and the date right now, just like 5 minutes before, and I can have like upvote and downvote. So I think this answer is correct. So I can just provide him upvote for that answer, and that right now it has just turned from 0 to 1, and that's all the functionality that you have asked for. And now I would like to go through the code and explain you. So first thing first, what we are going to do in this assignment, we will just create one database over here. So I don't know why my SQL server is not working. So like that server is not working. So I have just implemented this database into my local DB, as you can see over here. So I'll provide the SQL file for this database, so you can just run into the on your machine and just change the connection string name from the web config file, and you will have this database and you will have this project on your machine. So for that, I have implemented all the queries. I'll just provide those queries. So first thing first, we'll create the database over here, and then over here, just give me a second. Yeah, and over here for I would like to go through the home controller first. I'll explain that and rest of the part later. So why I'm not seeing my solution explorer, so I'll just go like that. Solution explorer is here. So first thing first that comes over here is like the it opens the way. Sorry, just give me a second. Yeah, so it this is my application underscore start. So on the application, whenever application starts, these things are running, and then I have a bundle config over here. No, not that. Sorry, I have a Unity config over here, and then I'll just explain home controller. So I'll go over here for the home controller, and home controller is right here. So over here it says like that I'm creating an instance for the interface called as question service, and and whenever and in the Unity config file, I have written the method over here like container.register type. So whenever question service is initiated, the object of the question service of the object from the question service of the service layer will be instantiated. So I'll do go through the first step. Over here, it is implementing like a question service interface and creating an object over here, and like this question repository, I'm going from the repository, and I'm having a one constructor object over here, and I'll store over there. And for same for the category, and then I have an index method over here. So I will run whenever this application is running, this the index view of home controller is rendering right now, and then it is coming over here. So I'll create one instance of the question view model, and I will go through the question service from this method, like this.qs is like my constructor over here, and then get question is like my service method, one method from the service question service class, and it will take 10, it will take up to 10 questions from the database, and it will render on that. So for that, I'll just go from here to go to definition, get questions, and over here so what I'm doing over here is that I'm going from home controller to the service layer. For the simplicity purpose, I have created like this, like in this type of in this way of project, so I can understand the implementation very easily. So I'll go to the service page, and service page I will go through the get question method, and the get question method is over here, and then over here I'll create one list, and from this like QR is like question repository, like the same object from the home controller that we had it. No, it's the same thing, like the I interface contain I interface object from that we had it, and I'm going from over here to the repository into the get question method, and over here like get question method added. And get question method is over here, and from this line of code I am getting all the details from the database and return it to the qt object over here. And then so basically we went from controller to the service to the repository, and repository from repository to get all the data from the database and return it to the qt object of the list type over here. And then I just return it, and you can see that it is returning into the list. And then I have objected. So we went from up to down, like home controller to the database. Now we will go from database to the home controller and display it onto the web page over there. And then now we will go to the question service. So like here, question service get question method, and over here, so I have get those question over here into the queue object of the list type. And this line of the code will convert the domain model to the view model, because I have all the details into the I have all the like necessary information into the domain, like all the like the category, question type, question date and time, and all those things. So I'm just converting that domain model to the view model, and then just return it to the, so then just return it to the home controller and then into the view page. So right now we are in the service part. So now we will go to the back to the home controller, and home controller, whatever questions that I have got from the database to the service, to the repository, to the service, and then to the home controller over here. I have got all the questions, and I am setting up a limit for the 10 question over here. So that's why I just write dot take and 10 to the bracket, and then I will have all the question in this variable, and then I'll just return all the question into the view. So how we are gonna return it to the view? So I'll just go into the right click, create a new view. When I was creating a project, but right now I'll just go to the view to explain all the things. I have already added the Bootstrap and the jQuery to just make it look nicer. So I'll not go through that part because it's kind of like a designing part. So I'll just go to the ASP part that is like, I think it's required. And over here I have like one partial view name as a question, and that is over here, views, not this one, and then over here. And that, because I'm using I'm using that portion of code again and again into the data, again and again into the MVC application. So I have just made to the partial view, and I can have that code wherever I need into the database, into the application. So I have just added the partial view, and this one is my like, oh sorry, let's just into the sad part, sorry. Yeah, and from that I have got all the information for the day for the questions, like I will show you over here. So I need like votes, answer, views, question, name and time. So I have a votes, answer, views, question, category, name and time. So this is all the details that one question need. And I am also adding a question model over here. And then I have all the details over there, and then I'll just enter into the partial view and then into the index view over here. And if the current user is not null, then like if we have a user into the database, we have a user into the application, then that user can register or add the question. So that's why I'm writing that session. I'm writing this method over here. Otherwise, it won't allow to have an add question method. Like this button will not appear. Simple as that. And so for the index is just done. So I'll just close that button. And then I have about and contact. For the about and contact, I have not implemented any type of ASP thing. I have just added all the Bootstrap thing over here. So I don't think so that I have to go through those part of the application. Then over here in the category, it's kind of like the same thing that we had into the question. So we are going from the controller. This is my controller. Then from here to my services, and then get categories my service. So get categories my service method. From here we are going to the repository, and then this is my repository, and then over here I'll just convert all the data from the database. Of course I have added those data by static just for the category part, otherwise it's all good over here. And then I'll get all the categories from the database and return it to the city object over here. It is my list type. So I am adding all the details into the list type over here. Then right now I am into the repository. Now I'll go back to the service layer of the category. So for that, I'll go here. This is my service. So go to definition, get categories. So get categories here. So I have all the data into the database, all the data into this object name as C of category type, a category list type, and then this thing will convert a domain model to the view model, this code, and then return it to the CVM over here, and then into the home part I have written all the categories like that. And then let's check all the categories. So I have to register for, I have to log in first. So I'll just enter like my details. If I'm entering wrong password, it is also saying me that invalid email or password. So that validation is also I have implemented. So I'll just enter 1234. What's my correct password? Then I'll just go into the category, and it's coming from all the database over there. That's it for my question part, categories part. Then all for the question part, it's all same. I have already explained about it. Uh, it's just a difference is like that. I am displaying all the question over here onto the index file, onto the index file. Over here, I'm just replacing all the things into. I'm just giving returning all the things onto the question view of C, that part. And then that's it. And for the search thing, so I will like have all the question from the same thing as a question, and I will just add one more method over here. Like I will have a string, I will have this method. So if I am entering anything like style, I will enter the style into the search string over there. So it will check this method like question name. It will first of all, it will convert to lower or to up. So it will convert to lower, and then if that string contains the substring that we have entered, then it will return the question that has first of all, it will return all the question from here, and then check this condition. Sorry, I think I have messed up. Yeah, and then it will check the condition this, so if it contains the substring or not, and then it will return all the question. So that's it for my home controller. So that's it, done there. And then I have account controller. In account controller, I have a like simple thing like registering the user, logging the user, changing the what do you say, changing the profile, and also the change password. I just have to add that change password link onto the layout page. That I will add it for sure, otherwise I will remove that functionality from here. And then account controller, the same thing from the Unity config file. I'll just create, I'll show you, okay. App start. So I over here to for it, it is creating an object for the interface, and then it returns over there, and then I will have a register register view over here. So that's my get method, and this is my post method. So for the get method, I'll go to the view, and then I have all the details like looks good. It's like kind of like all the HTML thing, all the HTML and Bootstrap thing. So I will enter all the details, checking all the validation, and then I have register button. So this part of is like my JavaScript thing, and I am checking all the regular expression from there, and I'll display all the particular message according to that. So now I will go to the register thing. So I just add those things, and then over here I have a register method post method over here, and it is going to the register view model. So I'll go like this from the go to definition, and then the register view model is just open. Then it will check all the details that I have entered. It will get all the details from it, and also checking the regular expression over here, that the thing into the register page, it will check only onto the front end side. It is checking onto the back end side, and that's it. And then I am getting all the details over there from the view model and saving into the RVM object of the register view model class. And if the model state is valid, it will insert the user into it will insert the user from the RVM object. RVM object has all the details that user has entered. And from insert user is my service method. So it is having one argument register view from the register view model. I had just name it as a UVM. Over there it was RVM. And then insert user has like insert user will convert the domain model into the view model. And then also, like, I don't want to save that password into the database in like the simple format. So that's why I am using generate hash over here. And to generate the hash for each and every password, I will use the SHA-256 hash getter. Like, it's a kind of like a library. And I'll go through that. And this is the code that is converting password into the hash format. And then I have those details. I have already added the data into the database, and then like I have got all the details for that user, and then I am just entering into the our application. Then I have a login page. Login page is simply like that. I'll go to the login view model, and I'll explain. I will have all the details for that, and it will go back to that, and I will just return into that. And this is my get method. This is my post method. So this is like I'll have one argument for that login post method for the as a LVM object of one argument over here of type of login view model. And then I'll go through that first. Oh, not the view. No. Home controller. No, account controller. Then I'll go to the definition, and then I have all the details for that. And then now the details has been stored into the LVM over here. If model is valid, then it will check the date. It will get the user from the database with the method of get user by email and password from the service method, service layer. And this one has two arguments, string email and string password. So I'll go through that get user by email and get user by password. So over here, I'm getting all the data from the database and converting the domain model into the view model and display it over here. So that's my account controller. And after logging is successful, it will return to the home controller of index type. And if it has a any type of error, then if it is not matching with the database data that we have entered, it will display the invalid email and the password. So for that, I have already added the Umang right in front of you, right into the register format. So I'll just go into that and like check the users that I have it. So I'll just go over here, select it. So you can see that Umang has just been created over here. Name is Umang Patel. We have first implemented the Umang over there, and then we have changed the name of Umang to Umang Patel. So that's why it's Umang Patel over here. And I am generating the password as a hash format that I have just explained to you about that. So that's why it's like that. And I think that's it done. And then we have also added the question. So I'll just go through that. For the style, so you can see that style is also here, and it has all the details right now. So how many views, answers, and all those things. And I have also added the answers. So I'll just go through that. And you can see that the question answer is also there, and which question ID that has answer of those things, it has already been there. So I have explained the database part. So I'll just return back where I left. And then that's the logout, and just logout functionality is like simply like that. I'll just go back to the index and home page. And over here I have entered this user authorization filter attribute. So these things is like over here, these things is like that. If user has if user has already entered into the data, user has logged in, then it will allow that functionality to do. Otherwise it will kick the user out of that, and it will return to the home and index page. That's from that. For the logout, and for the change profile, it's kind of like the get user by ID. So I'll go through that. Not here. Yeah, over here I'll go to the definition, and then it is getting a get user by ID, and it has one parameter of user ID with the integer type, and then get user by ID is right here. And it is getting all the details from the repository, and from the repository I'll go through that, and it is adding that go to definition, and it has these things, and get user by ID. Yeah, it's right here, and it is getting all the data from the database, and and return it over there. So I have explained that. Let's go back and change get that, and this one is converting domain model to the view model, and then that's done. That's change profile is also done. I'll just add the change password over there. So account controller is done. I'll explain the view part of that. I think I have explained all the things. I'll just skip those part. And now the most important part of this assignment, it's a question part, question controller. So I'll just close all the things right now, so I can have a better like going through the process. So for the question part, I'll go first to the question controller. So same thing from the Unity config file. I'll create the object for the I interface for the according to the service, like question service, answer service, and the category service. For the question controller, this is kind of like my constructor thing. I'm passing those things for the of the interface object to the here. And then I don't have an index page. I'll just replace with the view page over there. And let me go first into the application. So that's my question part, and all the into the question part I have all the details and one button over here. So so that's like a view page. Let me see. That's a view page. Questions and view page. So it's kind of over here. It's I'll go through that. And over here you can see that I am going through the ID of the question. So that's why I have to add integer ID as a parameter for the view page. And then after passing that thing, I will have a views functionality over here. So whenever I will go into the page, the first thing that happens over there is that update the views count for that according to the question page by one. So that's why it's by one. And then that method is like created into the service layer. And over here I have a question ID and integer value. So question ID is like the whatever question I am going through, and the integer value is that how many views I have for that particular question. So for those purpose I have to pass ID and the value for that question. And then update question count goes, sorry, where is that? Update question vote, no, question vote no, question views count. And then I'm going to the repository file and passing all the details. Then update question views count. It's right here, getting all the details from the database and just adding one view over there, and then just save changes. And this one is like an entity method, entity framework method, like db.save changes. And that's it for the question view, update views. And then it is getting the current user ID, and if get question by question ID, so it is getting particular question according to the ID. For that, from now I'll go to the service part. I'm passing ID and the user ID for that. So I need to pass user ID because why? Over here, because why? Because if I am logged in as the question that I have posted, that I cannot have upvote or downvote for that. And if I am not having if I have not added the answer for that question, I cannot add it that answer. So for that purpose, I have to pass the user ID. I have to pass user ID. So I'll just go from here to the definition. Just open get question by ID and question by ID, and it is getting from the repository. Go to definition, just getting the details from repository, and just saying over there. And then I will go like that. Get question by ID. Now the main part of this application. And over here I am getting the question by ID, and like the if question is not equal to null, then and then I have all the details for that. And then I have a one auto mapper object of the IMapper class, and then I just map the question. And I have all the answers for that question from over here, like the same thing that I have explained, so I don't want to explain again and again. And then same for the vote value too, and then just return that question. So then over here, and then I'll just have that question in a view part. And this one is like my add answer. So I want to add answers too. So I'll just get the current working user ID, and then just getting the date and time, votes count, if checking is model valid or not. Then like I'll just going through the service part of insert answer and all those things. And then I'll just have edit answer for that. And I have one method, so I can create one question. So I'll explain the add answer I have explained. So I'll go to the edit answer. So I have one object from the edit answer. So I'll go through that. Go to definition. Not like that. I don't like this type of thing. Then go to definition, and then I will have all the details for that. And I'll go back. I have all the details. If model is valid, if model is valid, and I am doing edit answer, so I need to call the update answer method from the service layer. So I'll go to the definition from there. I have that method. And I will just get that update. I just get that update answer there, and passing the domain view to the model view. And else I'll just enter that. I'll just throwing the error. So the fun part of this question, controller is like view. So said no questions. So this one is like how I am checking, how I am like popping up that thing from there. So I am having that is current user ID, that is this one, that's edit button. So over here I have an edit button, and whenever I will I have already given the class as an edit button, so I will pop up that window that is over here. So I'll just pop up this window with the use of JavaScript. So this code will like pop up that window, and then I will have the answer. So after that, I will just update the answer, and then answer is going to be there. And the same for the create. I'll just go through the new question model of no, view model layer, and then I have all the details for the new question. Sorry, new question. Then if model is valid, I am just passing it to the insert question. That insert question I have already explained earlier, and then I will just redirect to the question and home, otherwise it will return an error over there. And now I will explain how I have implemented the votes count. So that is like here. So that's my question, add answer, no, there it is. So it's button, I have created two button over here. Where is that? Question, I am time. Yeah, I have created two button over here for the button up vote and button down vote. And initially like just button up vote. Sorry, yeah, it's a button upvote over here. So initially like if I have clicked the button upvote, I will just find the button downvote from the class, and I have already I have all the images right here into the images folder. So you can see these images up color down, and one with the where is color one? Up color, yeah. So this image will changing to the image that I have, the black image. So I'll just explain it so you can understand. Sorry about that. So this one over here, like it was not it was like both blue over there. So I'll just go to the question. I explain the display icon has already one like, okay, this one has already this. Okay, but I had, so just like the two images without the color was there, and whenever I click on the up button, it will change the up button to the up button with the color. You can see it over here. And if you can see like if you have a if you have already up button there, up you have sorry, if you have already clicked the up button, the image without color will be hidden. So that's how I have implemented that functionality. And like every up button click, I'll just improve the count for that value, and then I have that functionality. Same for the button down, I'll just grab this one. I will find a button, and then I'll just if source is equal to down empty PNG, and then I have clicked the button downvote, then it will change it to it will change the value first, and also the value with the down color with the red color. And that's how I implemented that functionality. And I think I have gone through all the parts of the course, all the parts of the project. So I'll just go log out, and these things I have added. These things I have added statically, and I don't want to forget to give a credit to this guy. I have one Udemy course. From that I have learned all the things. His name is Harshavardhan. So I was initially don't understand those things, don't understand how I am going to implement this service layer and all those things. Then I have his course. In this course, he was building kind of like the same thing, not the same thing, but kind of like the same thing. He was having one forum board, and it was not a Stack Overflow, right? But in that project, he was implementing categories and all those things. And I am very good with the JavaScript, so I just did with that up button and downward with the JavaScript. But from that guy I have learned all the things. And also I want to thank to you too, that I have learned a lot from you too in this subject. So I hope you and your family are safe, and that's it from my side. Thank you for your time.